She recalled how her brother used to help her with English homework, encouraging her to dream big and see the world. It was in his memory that she began studying harder, determined to one day become a journalist. "I will tell his story," she said. "The world should know who he was." For many in Nepal, Bipin Joshi's death symbolizes not only personal loss but also the fragility of ordinary lives entangled in global conflicts. His journey, from a quiet farming town to a war zone thousands of miles away, has become a reminder of how far suffering can reach, and how human it remains. On the evening after the cremation, as the embers of his pyre faded, neighbors gathered again outside the Joshi home. They lit rows of butter lamps along the fence, their soft glow reflecting in the tears of those who had come to mourn. Amid the silence, one of Bipin's childhood friends whispered, "The light has gone from our house, but maybe somewhere, it still shines for him." On Tuesday morning, the funeral pyre burned beside the Mahakali River, the same river where Bipin had played as a boy. Hundreds gathered, some traveling from neighboring districts to pay respects. Buddhist monks chanted alongside Hindu priests, tears mixed with smoke as the crowd watched the flames rise. His mother fainted as the rituals began, supported by relatives and neighbors. "He went to learn, not to fight," she cried. "He went with a pen, not a gun." The Joshi family later issued a public statement. "Bipin left us with excitement, setting out for a year-long learning experience in Israel. We never imagined that the hug we gave him that day would be the last. Every flower in the garden we planted for you will remind us of you, every orchard, every field. You are part of Nepal's landscape, and now also part of Israel's." National mourning and political reflection. Before his body was taken to Mahendranagar, Prime Minister Sushila Karki led a solemn ceremony at Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu. Flanked by cabinet ministers, she draped the national flag over his coffin and bowed deeply. "We are heartbroken to see his lifeless body," Ms. Karki said. "Even as Bipin is not with us, his courage and bravery are a matter of pride to every Nepali. He is a son of Nepal. He is the son of every mother. We will never forget him." Her words reflected a growing debate within Nepal about the risks faced by young citizens seeking work or study abroad. More than 4 million Nepalis, about 1/7 of the country's population, live overseas, many in precarious jobs. The October 7 attack renewed calls for the government to better protect migrant workers and students abroad. In Kathmandu, members of parliament observed a moment of silence for Bipin. Outside the Israeli embassy, mourners laid garlands and candles beneath his photograph. The Israeli ambassador expressed deep sorrow and respect for Bipin's life, describing him as a bridge between the two nations. "A life interrupted, a memory that endures." In Mahendranagar, the Joshi family's home has become a place of pilgrimage. Visitors leave flowers by the gate, local students gather each evening to sing and pray. On the wall above the doorway hangs a portrait of Bipin in his graduation gown, smiling. His friends remember him as curious, soft-spoken, and endlessly optimistic. He loved music and had taught himself guitar during the pandemic. Before leaving for Israel, he had given the instrument to Pushpa, a parting gift she still keeps by her bedside. "When I strum it," she said, "I feel like he's still here." A Nepali town mourns a native son who died a Hamas captive. The family of Bipin Joshi, a student, had campaigned internationally for his release and had held out hope until the end that after 2 years in Gaza, he would return alive. When the truce was struck, the family thanked God. For a brief moment, the Joshi household in Mahendranagar was filled with light, the faint, flickering kind that accompanies desperate hope. After 2 years of agonizing uncertainty, perhaps, they thought, Bipin Joshi would finally come home. On Monday evening, after more than 700 days in captivity in the Gaza Strip, he did return, but in a coffin draped with the Nepali flag, carried through the winding roads of his hometown in far western Nepal. As millions across the country lit candles to celebrate Tihar, Nepal's festival of lights, few flames burned in Mahendranagar that night. Instead, dozens gathered in silence at the Joshi home, clutching flowers and photographs. When the coffin arrived, his parents fell to their knees, overcome by disbelief and sorrow. They had prayed that their son, a young student who left home seeking knowledge, would not become another casualty in a war far beyond his making. Bipin Joshi was 23 when he left Nepal in 2023 to study advanced agricultural practices in Israel, part of a bilateral program that sent hundreds of Nepali students each year to learn modern farming techniques. For his family, it was a dream, a chance for him to return with new skills and help uplift their community. But less than 3 weeks after his arrival, the dream was shattered. On October 7, 2023, Hamas militants stormed southern Israel in an unprecedented attack, killing and abducting hundreds. Bipin was among those taken hostage from Kibbutz Alumim, near the Gaza border, where he had been staying with fellow Nepali students. 10 of his classmates were killed that day. He was the only Nepali taken alive. A campaign that reached the world. In the months that followed, the Joshi family lived in suspended time, their days measured not by calendars, but by the trickle of news, rumors, and false hopes. The family had almost no official information about Bipin's condition, only that he had been confirmed as a hostage. They launched a global campaign, writing letters to governments, appealing to the United Nations, and speaking to anyone who would listen. Bipin's father, a retired schoolteacher, traveled to Kathmandu to meet Nepal's foreign ministry officials. His mother lit oil lamps daily and recited prayers to the goddess Lakshmi, begging for her son's protection. Their efforts even brought them to Israel and the United States. Photographs from that time show the family holding banners reading, "Bring Bipin home." Pushpa, his younger sister, became the family's voice on social media, posting messages in halting English that drew sympathy from Nepalis and Israelis alike. "He is not just a hostage," she once wrote. "He is a son, a brother, a dreamer." For Nepal, a small nation nestled between India and China, the ordeal struck a deep chord. The October 7 attack had already taken a heavy toll. 10 Nepali students were among the first foreign nationals killed, marking it as one of the deadliest days for Nepalis abroad since the 2015 earthquake. Bipin's abduction became a national symbol of both tragedy and resilience. A family's hope, and its breaking point. Tihar is the festival of lights, but it will always be a reminder of darkness for us, said Kishore Joshi, Bipin's cousin. After 2 years of sleepless nights and struggle for his release, all we receive today is his lifeless body. Even after so long, the family had refused to give up hope. When reports of renewed negotiations surfaced in early October this year, with Hamas agreeing in principle to release all remaining hostages in exchange for a ceasefire, they clung to optimism. In an interview with the New York Times just days before the truce, Pushpa Joshi, now 18, said she felt certain her brother would return. "We are ready with garlands and songs," she said. "He will come home. I know he will." But that hope dimmed quickly. Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, speaking at the United Nations, read aloud the names of the hostages believed to be alive. Bipin's name was missing. The Israeli military later said that intelligence indicated he had likely been killed in captivity early in the war, though the circumstances remained unclear and could not be independently verified. When his remains were returned by Hamas during a recent exchange, the confirmation felt surreal. The family had spent 2 years fighting for his life. Now, they were preparing for his funeral.